Mnajua sasa tunashangaa hiyo tribalism bullshit mnajaribu kuletea kina nani exactly? Tusaka mimi for example, nikitaka ndume yenye taipiga mpaka Inyambe, natafuta Mjaluo ama Mkisii. Nikitaka best yangu mwenye atanifunza ku ride chali yangu mpaka Mwage Bon Maru, natafuta demo wa Coast ama Mkamba. Nikitaka kupiga chali yangu after nimepata amecheat, nakuja na Meru. Nikitaka kulewa weekend mzima, nakuja na Mkikuyu. Nikitaka kupigwa hit and run service kali, natafuta Mkalenjin. So tunashangaa, what are you guys saying? What are you saying? Mnaambia kina nani? Ala?
Maneno ya ukabila na watu hatuelewi ni kuogopa kusema, lakini wacha mimi nijitumie kama example. My name is Mark Thumi Ogot. My dad is Luoluya. My mom is Kikuyu Masai. But I didn't grow up in the regions of any of those tribes. Mungu aliamua kunituma wapi? Eldoret, Techabarbar. That's where I was born and raised. Watu wa UG High, watu wa Area Samaj pale hivyo. Then for university, nikarushwa kwa Masai kwa Afrika Nazarini. My best friend is Kisii. Sasa nafanya kazi na Wahindi. Even my business mentor is Indian. I'm trying to do something with other Luos on the side. So, swali yangu ni simple. Muniambie how I'm supposed to go about this. Mkisema we're turning up the heat for Kikuyus, what I think about is my cousins. Ukisema Wajaluo ipande nyingine, those are my uncles and aunties. Ukikuja kwa Wakisii, that's my best friend. Ukikuja kwa Wakamba, I have step siblings who are half Kamba. So, ebu munieleze exactly how this game is supposed to be played. And I know I'm not asking peke yangu. Museme tusikie.
Watu wa hii United Opposition ni wakora tupu, kwa sababu sielewi nyinyi ndio mnaanza kutusi watu wa Jubilee, alafu tena nyinyi ndio mnarudi kulia ati nyinyi victims, ati mnatusiwa na ati kuna watu wanaharibu United Opposition. Justin Muturi ndio alianza hii mambo yote. Justin Muturi alikuwa anamaanisha nini akisema ati usipoona mtu kwa NDC ya Martha Karua huyo ni betrayer? While sasa tunajua kitu anaongelelea ni kwa sababu Matiang'i alienda kwa nini ya Jubilee. The next morning naona Linjiru anasema ati Matiang'i anawaka na Ruto. Nyinyi ndio kwanza kutusiana, nyinyi ndio kwanza kurusha maneno, alafu mkirudishiwa mnaanza kulia victim. DCP na United One Kenya wakisimama wanaanza kusema one term na hii kabila na ile kabila. Roza na one term. One term si idea ya Rigiji, si idea ya Kalonzo, si idea ya Martha Karua. One term ni idea yetu kama mayouth. So, achini kuact ni kama nindo mrevolutionalize hii kitu. Si tulikuanga one term ni mkiwa ma minister, mkiwa ma deputy president. Sisi kama youth tulikuanga one term. Hiyo ni number 1. Number 2, kabila hii, kabila ile, kabila hii, kabila hii. Wewe panga huku minipa. Yaani hamna idea nyingine kumoja msimame mtuambie mtasolvaje SHA. Mtasolvaje housing, mtasolvaje taxation, mtasolvaje unemployment, mtasolvaje police brutality. Si siku moja tu msimame mtuambie idea zenyu tuwasikize on that. Mistake that we won't do as the youth. We will not give you a government muirun the same way enye mumerun ya UDA. Watu tutapatia government ni watu wako na idea ya kusolve issues.
I have to agree with Pierre Orumumba for the first time that if this country is going to stand, we have to drain the swamp, the entire swamp. Because a person like Rigathi Gachagua coming to say that he is the change that this country need, I saw some people saying that maybe he doesn't mean that he's running for president. He's running mad. Because we have seen Gachagua when he was in power. Gachagua, when I think it was JKUAT, they were graduating. He went and told them there are no jobs for the youth. You can remove my trouser, you can whip me, there are no jobs. That when he was the deputy president. Now all of a sudden, he realized that he can be able to lead this country. A person who was impeached because of their differences with the President William Samoei Ruto. If you look at their politics, they are not addressing any single issues. I want to see a presidential candidate who will address the issues Kenyans are facing for 5 minutes without mentioning Ruto. Because you don't have to mention Ruto. Just tell Kenyans, this is what Kenya is facing. Don't tell us Ruto meiba, we meiba nini, because you have been part of it. I should tell people that the reason why Pierre Orumba is saying that we have to drain the entire swamp. If you look carefully at this country, we don't change a regime. From 90s, a person who was a foreign minister in 1990, Kalonzo Musyoka, he became a foreign minister during Kibaki regime, a deputy president, a vice president during Kibaki regime. Now he's seeking to be the presidential candidate. You look at all these people from all that time. A person who Ruto came and told us, you know, Ruto did campaign on the backdrop of Wameiba Pesa ya Kemsa. Hawa watu hawana huruma. Who was the minister then? The minister then was Mutahi Kagwe. He was in charge of KEMSA, Minister of Health. We thought when Ruto takes over, the first thing he will do, he will jail Mutahi Kagwe. All Mutahi Kagwe will be taken to courts to answer to the to those charges. But what happened? He took Mutahi Kagwe and he was given a powerful docket, agriculture. And the other day he came and told us, Mutahi Kagwe, that during the Genz that was happening, the Genz was stealing fertilizer. You wonder, which are these Gen Zs that are so determined to do agriculture that they are even stealing fertilizer? You understand?
Yeah.
So, I agree with Pierre Lumumba, and I'm telling Kenyans, if we are not going to drain the entire swamp of all these people who have been in power before, there is no even need for us going to replace Ruto, because nothing will change. You realize these are the same people who form the next government. When we had Aurora and Kimwarer that was happening, who was the Minister of Water that time? It was Cherugui. During Uhuru's time, after Ruto came, he gave him, he was in charge of the Hasra and cooperative. Are we together? So there's nothing that changes in this country. This issue of lecturers going to strike and something, it has been, it's like a consistent epidemic that usually happen over and over again. We don't have a person who can come and say that I can be able to address the issues Kenyans are facing without looking at the lenses of the tribe. The people we have now in opposition, they have also grouped us.
Yes.
These are cousins, these are Nairots, these are what, these are what. Those are not the issues Kenyans are grappling with. Kenyans are grappling with real issues affecting all Kenyans. We are hearing Soritians telling us that the next election will be determined by the tribal numbers. Wewe enda ukuje na kabila yako, useme umekuja na watu wangapi. Wewe ukuje na watu wangapi, wewe ukuje na watu wangapi. Why don't they tell us that kila mtu ende, each kingpin akuje na watu maskini wa kabila yao waletwe kwa meza, so that the money they have plundered over the years they can give to these people, because imekuwa it's like a bargaining chip for these tribes, but the entire country is going down. It's very funny. My friend come from Kiambu, Angel Budhia, and I can tell you now, a place that where people it was unheard of lining up for relief food. Nowadays people in Kiambu, a place where we have people growing coffee and tea and everything, Gatundu, they're lining up for relief food from morning 8. Kiambu,
a dormitory county of Nairobi.
Among the richest county, apart from Nairobi, is the richest county in this country. People are lining up kupo gorogoro ya maragwe
and
from
bursaries.
8, then bursaries from 8 in the morning to 7 ndio upewe gorogoro moja. You can tell the trajectory that our country has taken, and if you are not careful, there will be no country here. We will go Nepal way.
So Angel, looking at it,
the other day he said, mimi na kwa Kikuyu alisema mimi siwezi weka hii kura yote pamoja mtu akuje achukue. Wacha nikwambie Ligiji, one, Gachagua is not the party leader of DCP. If he was, he should be registered with the ORPP and gazetted. Gachagua is not even an official of DCP, for the reason that he knows once impeached you cannot hold a public office. Na hiyo nilikuletea Kenya Gazette juzi,
you said that the last time,
and I can also give you that copy of the Kenya Gazette now.
And so you're a lawyer.
I can tell you, the Chief Justice told Sonko when he appealed on his impeachment, once impeached, permanently impeached. So we must start calling some of these things bluff. Hii mambo ya kuzunguka ukidanganya wa Kenya haina maana. If you cannot run, stop fooling Kenyans.
When you see Gachagua speak to make Kikuyus feel entitled, it's because he cannot survive in a political area where a tribe is not the currency to use. He can. When you take away tribe, how does Gachagua remain relevant? Because Gachagua will always mention Mulima. Mulima this, Mulima that. Mulima this. Mulima. There is nothing wrong with mentioning where you come from. But have you sat down and thought about, like there was a time I saw Jane Kihara, the member of parliament, I don't know.
Naivasha, I believe.
Naivasha. Saying things, you know, this is someone who is campaigning against William Ruto. This is someone who should understand, because she's a member of parliament, I want to believe she understands that you cannot win election just one tribe. You need the vote of a Luo, the vote of a Luya, a Kisi, a Kikuyu, combined for you to be able to win this election. What does she say? She said it in Kikuyu. You know, kama kuna lugha usiwahi sengenya nayo mtu.
Kikuyu. Kwa nini?
Nearly everyone knows Kikuyu. You might go to a kinyozi and see people looking like Luos because they are huge and dark and say, let me sengenya hao watu. You will realize they have understood everything. So Jen Kihara stands in a funeral and said, mtu moja aombe Raila kesho amuke hayuko. You know, I don't agree with Raila right now, but that statement is not good. Assuming there is a Luo in Kisumu who is against Ruto, with very valid reasons, is saying one term. Then he hears Jane Kihara saying Raila should die tomorrow. That person out of anger will decide to vote for William Ruto.
That reminds me of what you were saying the other day. Ruto must go, but somebody said Raila something.
Yeah. That thing punctured our momentum. We are so charged.
Absolutely.
Ruto must go. Then someone shouted in the bar, Raila ni kone man. More than half of the people stopped chanting Ruto must go. They came back and explained to us, how is Raila kone man? It's not that they do not agree with the Ruto must go.
They do.
They do, and they really want him to go. But you have just said Raila is a con. So, and I said, for us to win this, there are people we need to ignore. When we give them attention, we lose the focus. People like Raila, we should behave like they don't exist. When we give that guy attention, we are going to lose the focus. Because if there is anybody who knows how to place his name in every political discussion, you should mention him. It's Raila Odinga.
What is the difference between Rigathi and Ruto? Can someone explain that to us, all of us, like we are 4-year-olds? What is the difference between Rigathi Gachagua and Ruto? Because if you are upset about Ruto being corrupt and being a tribalist, Rigathi is guilty of the same. Not unless you are not upset enough about Ruto's bad governance that you are not feeling so upset. That is why you are willing to consider Rigathi Gachagua, who was in that government when 60 Genzs were killed. You are willing to accept corruption from Rigathi, but you cannot stomach corruption from Ruto. That is being disingenuous. What is the difference between these two individuals? Other than their tribe. Other than their tribe, their character and behavior is exactly the same. Ruto, when he was deputy, could not get along with the president. Rigathi, as deputy, is not getting along with the president. Ruto had the gift of the mouth, going around talking about how he was going to rescue us. Rigathi is doing exactly the same, going around pretending how a one-term slogan is going to solve all the problems we have.
Who said we must elect devils? Yeah, we have 50 million Kenyans. If only a Cabral of less than 1,000 people have been doing these illegalities, who says that is our condemnation, that you can only choose from that pool? There are others. We are here as Safina Party. I've never held any public office. I've never superintended over any killings or enforced disappearances. I'm here offering myself to contest for political office. And there are many other Kenyans out here who have not done it. So who said that our choices are limited to only those ones? Are we that condemned?
Some believe that better the devil, than the angel.
It's okay. If you want to continue with the demonic thing, then continue even with Ruto.
Okay.
It's the same. I've told you Matenga and Ruto can easily form a coalition. They are part of this system. In fact, if Ruto gave them a handshake, they will all run there. You think those are the saviors of this nation? No. If you don't want a real change, you can continue with the old politicians, the legacy politicians. They are there. In fact, they are more than the seats available. That is why some of them are in office, some of them are in the opposition. They are there in plenty. If you want more of the same, continue. That's your choice as a Kenyan. But if you want to uproot this system, then we must consider people who have not been part of that system. People are not part of the mark. Otherwise, we'll be here complaining every year. But at least for us as Safina, we've said, we've offered ourselves as an alternative leadership to challenge this status quo that has caused us this economic pain, that has superintended over the killings of our young people. the forced disappearance of our young people, that does not demand for accountability when the system turns against its people. If you want real change, then the choices are very clear.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mingi. All I want to say is Ruto must go, like yesterday. Bye.
Ati black chocolate ni fine melanin bana kutoka nikapate. Kanapenda kenye mi wanapenda, so kanapenda toto chupa na haga nono.
Madam na kudai, umedunga mini na unapenda mangwai. Una dance fit, unawacha nikismile. Ama niko high, jua lies ime nice.
Kono moja mbele, ngine yende rembe. Pile up, yoni
Enyewe Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. Wash fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.